Hey guys, I thought I'd give you my first impressions on this thing. I just got it Thanksgiving Day. It's a 1,500 mile used Tenere 2021. I know the bike's a couple, 3 years old even in Europe and so forth. So my first impressions are maybe late for you, but or late for some. But you never know. Everybody gets a different perspective on things. So, as I mentioned to you in my previous video, I got a nice deal on this thing. I just changed the oil. I have a video of pulling that Acerbis skid plate off. The oil changing is very easy on this thing. I love that about it. It's like my FZ1 that I told you got destroyed in the flood. But you just pop the filter and drain right out the front. Good setup. So ease of maintenance, I'm going to give it a 10. It is a behemoth, as you know, in some ways, for me at least. It's bigger than my FZ1 in terms of bulk, and it's a smaller CC bike. But overall, it seems to be like, sorry, MGM didn't hear me. My house is a mess because of the hurricane still, but I just needed to get out of the sun because I couldn't see the camera. But anyway, it is a behemoth, at least initially. But when you get on it, I'm 5'10", 165 pounds without gear. And I have my riding boots on. These are Alpine Stars, Corzals. And they give me a little extra, heel or whatever. So I feel just a little above flat-footed, which is nice. So I must have a longer inseam for my height. But so I'm really comfortable on it. Now, when you start to tip a little bit, you can kind of feel it get away from you because she is got the longer legs and maybe more top-heavy, as we all know from other reviews. But I'm really comfortable with it. And the slow-speed maneuvering is really friendly, either because it's weighted well or whatever. I find the bike very comfortable. I mean, even the seat, I haven't ridden it long term, but the seat on this, to me, the stock seat is good. I feel my ass bones kind of comfortably digging into it where, they're supported well. So I don't have any issues yet. Now, after 200 plus miles, yeah, I may, but hopefully I'll be doing more off-road and standing up a lot anyway. I really want to stay kind of more dirt oriented. That's been my focus the last few years. So I like the riding position. Seated, very comfortable. Standing, very comfortable. It feels a lot like my WR250 that also got wrecked in the storm. So like I said, it's kind of like they got together and had a baby, and you got this behemoth. And I call it a behemoth, but in a sense it's not. Once you ride it a little bit more and more, it becomes very nimble, very flickable, and like everybody says. But my perspective is I did take it down some dirt roads. I tested the ABS. I spun the rear tire and got sideways a little bit just to, like they do on the other Dakar videos or whatever you want to watch, and kind of just felt how friendly she was. She's just predictable and friendly. You can do that tire spin and have it slide out and not be on your ass instantly. The ABS worked nicely. I locked it up and I, got the chatter and it felt good. Yeah, I think I did it on dirt. Yeah, just for curiosity. And weight-wise, when you're riding and slow-speed maneuvering, like I mentioned, it is very friendly. If I got stuck at a dead-end trail and I had to turn around on a tight spot and you had any incline, you would wrestle because she's obviously 452 pounds plus any gear you put on it. So those grab handles are a lifesaver in terms of manhandling it. And even these, when you're like stuck in a trail and you got to get in reverse, those are nice to grab on just to rip it backwards and try to put some, motion into the thing in reverse. So I like the handles a lot. Just a little tip for you. I don't know if this will apply to you guys, but these little handles, I got these nice little plugs at the Ace hardware store, and they're little parts bins. You'll see the little plastic plugs. So those actually fit in there like they were made for it, and they're nice and clean and flush. So I just picked those up for kicks, just to plug that hole. Anyway, all right. So ABS I liked a lot. Feel of the weight I liked a lot. It is a great highway bike. It's not like it's you look down and you're, oh my god, I'm doing 85, 90 miles an hour like you were on an FZ1 or some other big 1000cc sport bike. Obviously she can go 115, I guess. So, and doing highway speeds is no issue. And she feels very sporty. The motor is very fun, in my opinion. You can pass, no problem. You got passing power. You can pull out in front of, oncoming 60-mile-an-hour traffic, with a smaller gap and do what a motorcycle does, get up to 60 instantly, virtually. So the power, like the KLR, that I rented and rode for whatever it was, 8, 9 days, that did not have that kind of power. It had like, 250 kind of power, and it was heavy. So this thing's got sport bike power. You feel that twin thumping a little bit, but vibration in the handlebars, it was good. If you squeeze real tight, you can feel a small hum, but it's nothing that's going to annoy you. I think I felt more in a lot of other bikes. So I think the vibration's good, the speed's good, the motor's sporty. I horsed it a few times. Now, I don't know about these torque wheelies that people talked about, like, just roll on in first gear, second gear, and it pulls up the front wheel. I tried doing that. I couldn't get it up. But, maybe they had a pipe on it, it's torquey, or maybe they had a different sprocket on it. Maybe they're whatever. Obviously, I'm not a wheelie guy, but usually I can pull it up and, ride 50, 60 feet just from throttle or whatever. But I don't feel that kind of power in it yet. Maybe I got to play with it more or jerk it harder or something. But mirrors work well. You got good visibility out of those. And the hand guards obviously are a little cheesy. Everybody probably replaces those. I'm just going to wait till they break, but hopefully I don't break my levers in the process. I don't know. I may buy some, what do you call it, I forgot the Enduro Engineering. I like those that I put on my electric motion. I might buy that simple bar. Yeah, cruise control would be great. I only experienced that once, I think, in my life on a Harley, actually, a Street Glide. I did love that. Display is very good, very simple. I'm a guy that likes simple things. I'm a guy that likes the original Spyderco Delica pocket knives with the plastic clip. I have a number of those because it's simple, utilitarian. I like the Glock handgun because it is simple, utilitarian, everything you need, incredibly durable. That's what I like about things, to be simple and durable and not a lot of mechanical things or electronic things. So the select button right here, obviously it's handy. And to clear it, you just hold the select button if you're trying to clear your trip odometer or whatever. So that is nice and simple, easy to use. I was getting 44 miles a gallon before I filled the tank, and after I filled the tank I was getting 53, but I'm sure it would whittle back down to 45ish. So I think you're going to get 44, 45 miles a gallon depending upon what you're doing. That's good to me. I think that's better than my FZ1. I think it got closer to 40 or 39. Well, I was always horsing it and running at higher speeds, but I love the bike so far. Obviously, I've got very few hours on it, if even an hour, but it's everything I hoped it to be and more so far. And I think it's just going to get better as I get comfortable on it and, do some sand riding and some technical riding and, have to pick it up eventually in the sand. Hopefully I can heave this sucker up and have to do some Tenere squats. Let it go down on a mattress or something or some pad and then squat it. But yeah, with those bars, it's going to be a lot easier. What else can I say about this thing? I think it deserves all the reviews, the raves that it gets, and I don't see any downside to the thing at all. I really don't thus far. It's obviously your expectations, but it isn't light. We all know that, but it is. It feels light and it is capable. And I'm just a big Japanese bike fan because I know people love KTM's and all that stuff, and I know they're great, but I just like things that don't break. Like I said, people say, oh, the Glock 17 or whatever, it's, junk compared to whatever, all these other handguns or whatever you might like. But you know what? It never breaks, never jams, and it doesn't have a bunch of moving parts. And you can throw it in the canal and go get it and it'll still work. That's what I like in tools and equipment. And if it can't take the beating, it's got to get out of the family. That's my theory. But I love the thing so far. So I recommend just pulling the trigger and getting one. Buy a used one if you want. They're out there. That's what I did. I got a great deal. Lots of good extras. And you can't go wrong. They're hard to find still. I did call some dealers and I almost decided to buy new last minute just because of the logistics. And the dealers that I did call didn't really have them. So those ads are BS, as you know. Anyway, I hope that helps you guys make a decision. If you have any specific questions, don't hesitate to reach out and talk to you guys later. Take care. Appreciate any likes and subscribes. Take care, guys.